10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team
That
battle.
one coming.
VG Gaming's turn to pick. Dire team pick.
Mars!
Yeah,
Dire team pick.
yeah, the Death Prophet was super high priority yesterday, but EHOME just opening up with a Grimstroke and the Pangolier. Actually, a lot of really nice heroes making it through into the pool here.
Always want to be able. Other obviously good for. And go in.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
And go. Swashbuckles if suddenly you've got a.
5
Does have to be noted
seconds
as well.
remaining.
One. Damn fast before the stream was able to come online, right? So
Yeah, so yeah, we were unfortunately having some issues getting the stream live, but you didn't miss too much. Innocence.
it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. But yeah, so Innocence and DY were just like, all right, screw it. We don't actually want to play this Ogre 1v1. So they just met in the river, no items, no abilities, and just auto-attacked each other until one of them died. And DY won that. You know, he got the RNG on his side. He rolled high on more hits and did win with like 20 or 30 HP remaining. So,
and with that Vici show.
yeah.
That by going second pick, so they'll be able to round out this draft with the think and I mid lane.
Yeah, that is probably the most likely approach here. So we've got Ursa being banned out.
Seconds remaining.
I mean, definitely decent against the Phoenix and also kind of nice against the Mars, so no big surprise to see that removed. EHOME feeling like they maybe don't have the control for a Morphling just yet, so going to be getting rid of that. And the Phoenix is a hero that I have seen, like, there are some games where the Phoenix just looks amazing and you completely own team fights and like the Sunray looks ridiculous. And I also see other games where Phoenix just like never gets a successful egg off even once. And like that's including eggs where like it just stops the fight, that kind of thing. But you know, they've got the Mars to help protect it a little bit. So we'll just have to see how it does this game.
Now I know you hate it, but this style of draft on, you know, the Pango, solid mid laner,
10 seconds remaining.
and out just yet, and it's not either. Again,
5 seconds remaining.
I don't mind Clinks, I just don't like support Clinks.
that's where they normally play.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's the problem. Jinkyu is also one of those people that likes to play the slightly weirder position for us. So, yeah, it really hasn't been working out for poor old Felix. Anyway, so yeah, EHOME get a pretty late Death Prophet grab here. The Shadow Demon is nice in the sense that, you know, you're going to a lot of the defensive items that heroes like a Death Prophet is going to buy are just straight up countered by the Purge. You know, the Yules is not going to help you. Even something like, you know, a Ghost Scepter, if you're up against big physical damage, that's not going to help either. And EHOME do just end up going for a Mirana. So it looks like it is going to be kind of position 3 Pango, 4 Mirana, 5 Grimstroke, and then saving that last pick for the safe lane, in fact. See what Sylar ends up wanting to play. What looks good to you here? I think like Slark maybe looks alright.
Looks fine. It's not a downs. It's always that crappy position. Wait until a lot of the stun ability used, because there's nothing worse than as a slug jumping into it. And then
Yeah, for sure.
shout that initial Mars.
I do worry a little bit for EHOME in that they don't have a ton of frontline. Like I was saying, it's not going to be easy for Death Prophet to get this, you know, these little bits of like random free survivability just by buying a Yules and that kind of thing. And Pango is not really a frontline hero. You can build him to frontline a little bit more, especially from 3, but you don't really want to be just sitting in the front of the fight tanking spells. So that could be a little bit of a cause for concern, but you know, overall their cores so far are still relatively tanky, so maybe they'll be okay.
Against which actually is Mars.
I think it's at least a factor. I think they're also maybe planning on, could be good. Oh, actually, it's not so good for punishing defensive disruptions. Maybe they want the roaming potential for mid as well, just in case the Death Prophet is getting pressured a little bit since they've picked it quite early.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Demon, of course.
Dire team ban.
Gank that mid lane, but Phoenix.
Okay. I really have not seen a whole lot of this hero. I do tell a lie. I saw a BSJ played in a pub today, but
How'd you go?
I was actually it was BSJ Luna, and then Mason was playing Naga. They were losing. The Naga on Mason's team, the Storm on Mason's team was like basically throwing. So it looked like BSJ's team might win. He got the leveler and a rapier on his Luna, and then they went down mid and took both of the tier 4s, but then he died, lost the rapier, and they lost the game. So kind of a
classic NA Dota.
Yeah, it was very NA. But
never happened in
oh yeah, because Oceanic is completely different from NA Dota. No similarity whatsoever.
We have a recent
right. Well, we'll claim that. Anyway, so yeah, I think the Luna can be alright. Luna Shadow Demon, of course, kind of a classic combo, but not nearly as strong as it once was. Luna kind of an interesting hero now with some of the changes. I've seen all kinds of different builds. The Dominator Rush seems to be pretty popular, so that's a little bit of a throwback. I believe I've even seen Samael by Necrobook on this hero, so I don't know if that's on the cards here, but it does bring a lot of burst and some really nice laning to the table, and I think that's the main thing for Vici here. They're just probably looking to play quite active, quite aggressive. That's definitely what their lineup is saying to me right now.
How are they going to
10 seconds remaining.
never want to really
5 seconds remaining.
that Eclipse DP's base.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eclipse looks really valued this game. There isn't like there aren't even the best stuns necessarily from EHOME to just like stun the Luna and run away, right? If the Luna gets up in your face, that's going to be kind of scary. So I don't know what EHOME go for here. They do just grab a TA as the last grab. So yeah, Sylar is playing Death Prophet in the safe lane.
Time you think in.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't look like the easiest TA game, though, to me. Like the two supports on Vici are both, I would say, quite good against TA. Like the disruption is annoying. As soon as you pop out the illusions, you're just going to destroy your refraction. You're going to get kited around a little bit by the demonic purge potentially, and then of course Phoenix has tons of damage instances and a way to stop you auto attacking people, so all of that's pretty tough. Faith Beyond's been an absolute monster these last couple of days, so I feel like we're looking for his game on the Pangolier, but I'm surprised that TA is like the last grab. It was not kind of the 1v5 hero that I was expecting to see.
Like that though.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I like Vichi's draft a little bit more. I like the way that they can kind of play around their ultimates and...
Prepare for
That
battle.
does not look good. So this whole mess is all your
Yep.
fault?
Yeah, I like their draft here. I worry for EHOME with these two like relatively squishy cores and no saving supports. So I just think every fight is going to start with Sylar or Nothing to Say kind of getting... Unless, of course, we continue to see what we've been seeing from EHOME, where their supports just completely dominate the vision game, and every single one of their fights kind of starts on their terms. But I definitely like the Vici team fight way more than what EHOME have.
On top of the
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just have to see how this Death Prophet does in lane against the Mars. Should be alright for Sylar. I mean, you are going to get pushed around a little bit by the spear, so I can't imagine that you have too much kill threat, but might still be annoying for Mars to lane against.
like he was
Yeah.
Battle
going up against that.
Yeah, interesting that they're not trying to cover the angle from bottom at all. So they're seemingly not that worried about the, you know, any kind of rotation potential coming in from the Mirana, or at least maybe DY is just going to be keeping tabs on the Mirana's position by himself.
Yeah. Play coming from. I'm just a.
And ooh, Nothing to Say already getting a little bit low here at mid. Maybe not getting as much side blade harassment as he was hoping initially. Some nice movement from Ori to kind of dodge it out. And this one's getting chased around by PYW. Kind of hard to fight up against him. Bottom, lane equilibrium. Does seem to be staying roughly in place. Not bouncing off the tower or anything. So pretty nice for Vici to kind of hold it here if they can. Refraction Salve comes out at mid, so Nothing to Say getting all the way back to full HP. Ori does have a double salve ready to go, so he really wants to keep the pressure on early here, but does need to back up a little bit to pop the salve now, so might miss a CS or two for that.
Defensively here, Yang, obviously. Range heroes. Been here by Sylar.
Yeah, and they do crack the level 2 on the Grimstroke as well, but couldn't quite keep the pursuit going. Maybe if they'd had one more Spirit Siphon, they could have tried for something there, but...
Oh, yeah.
Not to be.
Sick. Up to the. Oh, hits here.
Yeah, a bit of a battle in the river, or he does just go for full blink away. Yang getting gone on, double nukes, few more auto attacks, PYW trying to hold them back. Yang does have a salve passed over to him from PYW, so that's going to be okay. Down bottom, the Mirana has been getting a ton of auto attacks down, and really putting a ton of pressure on the Luna, who doesn't have a salve to work with. Shin-Q, maybe just going to go arrow big creep or something here, see what he opts for. Still mid lane, lots of battling. Another salve at the ready for Ori, pops that now. A little bit low on mana, does drop his items and just quickly mango up a little bit.
Bad for nothing. he charges one valve, but
this is one of these lanes where the supports are glad that everybody has their own courier now, because this is definitely one of these matchups where there would be just no time for anyone else to use the courier whatsoever. Every little bit of regen is getting pumped into this lane to try and get a bit of an edge. You're just chasing here. Xinqiu's going to be able to just salve himself back up. Faith Beyond already picking up the bottle. Does have 2 more sips, so just continuing to poke and prod. And Vici, they fared a little bit more region down here. Faith Beyond making an aggressive go. They do get the slow onto the Shadow Demon. Leap forward. DY going to disrupt himself, but I don't know what's waiting for him on the other side. Here comes the Starstorm, and that's just the first blood. Eurus does manage to walk back to the tower, but this EHOME dual lane working out fantastically so far.
play to be able to get that through. Level up here.
Yeah, and especially if they're able to keep the the mana sustain going. Faith Beyond could even just consider passing the bottle off to the Mirana, and she can go grab one or both of the bounties and come back to the lane. What's going on? Nothing to say, is just farming a little neutral camp quickly. Yang's quite low at top. We've still got a little bit of regen among them here. Sylar also a little bit low on life. They're chasing after Xinqiu. Okay, big battle for the 5-minute bounties, and I'm just gonna let them have one here. Faith Beyond does come over and grab the other. And on the top side, PYW grabbing one so far. Yang getting gone on a little bit, gonna try for the TP out. This Inkswell not gonna pop in time. And he does make it all the way back to the fountain. We'll have to make the long walk out as Vici rotating everybody towards the mid lane for a second here. Gonna maybe rotate around the catapult.
It should know exactly where enough.
Are scanned.
Yeah, diving through, but does have the refraction available, so shouldn't be brought down. Xinqiu coming in with the TP. Innocence also coming in with the TP. Didn't even have any mana on this Grimstroke, but I think symbolic more than anything, just to try and drive them back. They're still hanging around here on quite low HP. The Queen of Pain doesn't have the point in the Sonic Wave. Innocence goes walking forward, just hoping to contest the Ronin. Will just instantly be brought down. PYW still in the neighborhood, and I think Ori could have probably taken that kill solo.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Even without the little bit of extra help. A lot of contest for these runes, and now EHOME just gonna head back to the bottom lane.
You know, levels you.
Yep.
worthy tribute.
I really want to keep my eyes peeled on what he does with the Dominator here. Like, is he gonna stack a little bit? Is he gonna be farming a lane while he's also farming the jungle? I really think that there's a lot of plays that you can make with this item, but it's just kind of up to the imagination of the individual player what they're gonna try and do with it. Or maybe he'll even try and like get a troll and go ganking a little bit. We'll have to see.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Or you're making the rotation top with the catapult still alive. Just looking for this tier 1 tower, and EHOME not really responding in kind just yet. Innocence does walk his way all the way down to bottom, but I don't know, can they take this?
Value take
Tower is under attack.
times. Means not overcommit.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Evasive action.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, nice 300 gold for the team there. And I don't know if there was anything actually on that courier, but
It was
oh, okay. Well, yeah, that sucks. And now gonna have to wait a little bit before getting the rest of the Dominator out, but it's still gonna take a little while to farm it. Sylar chasing after Yang at top, but he's gonna be fine. And Ori actually kind of thinking about running back up here, but this is all under the cover of a dire Observer Ward, so they know where the Queen of Pain is rotating, and they're able to make the appropriate plays.
Because like you jumped it.
Yeah. POW does just get the dive away.
Radiant's
Gonna
middle
be
tower
okay, but only just barely. And Ori very insistent on recapturing this outpost. They've got some very deep wards over here, but let's see if they can back this up with some actual manpower. Yang does have the ultimate available now. He's got a couple of mangoes to ensure it as well. What are they going to go for? They see that Jinkyu's rotated up here. He's got a couple of leaps. The spear does catch him, and with that scream, they bring him down before he can even get the leap off. So, all right, they are putting their money where their mouth is, or at least putting their heroes where their observer wards are. Kind of camping the TA out of the jungle currently.
Sylar, he's
That's mine too.
Faith Beyond's up here, just gonna go straight in for the Rolling Thunder, but can he find anybody? POW diving away. They're gonna go for Yang as the target instead. He does have the arena available, gonna throw that out now and just gonna look for the kill onto Sylar. He's a little bit too tanky with the stick charges. He does pop the Exorcism and one more nuke. Does bring down Yang, so ends up being a little bit of an ulti trade, but only EHOME getting a kill out of it. Over in the outpost battle, Innocence did actually manage to capture it at the last second, so... Or, yeah, so got some experience back for his team, but does pay for it with his life.
value though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he gave away 222, but he denied... Well, he didn't deny anything from them, but yeah, gaining his team 150 each. Pretty big deal.
Your expert.
Yep. Okay, so Eurus so far just has the Dark Troll Summoner. I do think, you know, if he wanted to, he could send that over here and get a stack on the Ancients, but is it going to be fast enough? What's he doing? Okay, not the plan. Just going to leave the Troll. Yeah, he's TPing up top. Again, I think if you're going to buy this Dominator, you really got to try and get some value out of it. They're going for Sylar here. Spear going to connect, and they've still got the Supernova right on top of him. Yang grabs that kill. He contributed. I don't know if he was really all that necessary up there. And EHOME making a 4-man rotation now. Nothing to say. Hasn't picked up an item just yet. No Deso, no Blink. But they are trying to get the TA a little bit more involved as I think they really want this bottom tier 1 tower and a little bit of control over the Radiant jungle. Pretty nice that they're bringing the TA in here. Gonna take this little ancient stack away from the Vici side.
Oh, some tower, but top sides.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, to me it seemed like a clear opportunity to try and push bot, but instead it seems like EHOME content to just stay with the status quo. They're going to be a little bit behind. Here comes the arena up top. Sylar does get the 1 drain off, so surviving a little bit longer, but the Eclipse is going to make this difficult. Faith Beyond trying to punish with the Rolling Thunder. Moonlight Shadow also coming out, but this is a pretty tanky Luna. He finds Yang inside of the trees. He hasn't tried for the TP out just yet. And Dark Troll looking for another net. Does drop it down into the Pangolier. That's going to help keep Yang alive. They still get the 2-man stun, but now PYW also arriving on the scene. Faith Beyond doesn't have a whole lot of damage left. Yang just barely sidesteps that arrow. And that's going to be the only teamfight contribution from Jinkyu, as Innocent's still getting chased down. Doesn't even have a TP scroll available, so he's just got to keep on running for now. Well, another nice fight for Vici.
Just to
Doesn't know where anything is, unless he's got the creeps really timed well. That Ooh, this is getting stressful. Oh no. Okay, pops out now. PYW spots him. Immediate dive through. Yang with his spear. Well, he evaded death for a little bit, but not long enough. And, well, EHOME, what are they doing? I mean, Sylar doesn't really have a whole lot of net worth going for himself. The TA is doing alright, but yeah, they're doing their best.
Now the thing is, and waiting for the
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
They really don't have anybody that's in like great fighting shape currently, and this is kind of a problem with their supports a little bit as well. Sylar getting chased, does get off a nice silence, but is that going to be enough to keep him alive here? No. Arrow comes in, does connect onto DY, but he's not in any danger whatsoever. Vici team just standing strong, gonna muscle down this tier 1 tower with the help of their new Alpha Wolf pet. And Faith Beyond kind of walking over. Everybody feeling like they need just a little bit more survivability. He's going for a hood. Sylar's going for a hood. They do catch out PYW on this hill here. And we'll manage to bring him down.
Yes, sir, reveal.
Shadows take us.
Well, with this.
Just gonna grab this kill. Pretty big rotation. They leave the Templar Assassin down by the tier 1 tower, so nothing to say, just looking to finish that one up. The Glyph is gonna buy them a couple more seconds. Ori just straight rushing the Orchid this game. So pretty squishy build, but does put a lot of pressure on these heroes on the side of EHOME. Pretty much all of them very vulnerable to Queen of Pain ganks early on. No one's gonna have anything built up to deal with it.
Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Tower. The Alpha Wolf.
I like the way that they're creating opportunities with their ultimates, right? Like Yang has found a couple of good uses of the arena. We've had a good use of the Eclipse already. Even that, you know, the supernova that they used to find the kill on the Death Prophet at top was pretty nice. They haven't necessarily been big team fights, but it has kind of given them this little bit, well, very, very slight lead. Looking at the metrics, you do have to say that EHOME still hanging in here, hardly any net worth, hardly any experience, and really just continuing to kind of farm towards their timing. So it's some slightly worrying levels in a few of their heroes, like Sylar only level 9. We do get the silence into Faith Beyond. Yang not gonna keep on running forward. I think he's got his Blink Dagger getting delivered in just a second, so.
So important to have the keep playing just to make. God, might be in trouble. You've got. Lord, will they be?
They've got a nice ward behind the tower, but the sentry comes down and they do manage to deal with it pretty quickly. They are going to get the jump out of the Templar Assassin. They want nothing to save first. Sonic Wave misses completely. Oh no, Ori. They're still going to get the kill anyway, and it's still looking pretty good with the Eclipse. Euro's doing the damage. 3 dead so far. DY the only casualty. Jin Q hoping for the kill on the Phoenix, but the Supernova keeps him alive. And even with the whiff, Vici still cleaning up that fight, no problem whatsoever. Huge damage from the Quap and the Luna that fight.
It clipped just.
Okay.
Real traded team like that, you would hope. That initial burst. Can't get the full effect of this out. Silence as well coming out.
Yeah. They don't have any ways to save their big damage dealers currently. That's the whoever gets jumped and speared is just guaranteed dead, at least until, you know, maybe some BKBs come out. But with that, Vici starting to get a pretty good lead going.
Life rather than the amount of survivability.
Dire's top
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
Buckle, but self, you know, haven't felt the impact at all. This
Yeah, there really has not been a whole lot happening with this Safe Lane Death Prophet and Yang on the hunt. Spear backwards doesn't land onto the tree though. They're still looking for this kill on the Sylar. He's being purged up. He's going to take some decent damage. POW diving through. Faith Beyond thinking about the Rolling Thunder for a little bit. They got to be careful around this choke point. He doesn't find the right way up the stairs and just going to end up being a bit of a wasted ultimate. Nothing to say. Blink Dagger cooling down for 2 seconds. And, alright, Vici just kind of resetting. They do scan up on the high ground, but
Is under attack.
no vision, so can't really go for the choke point. And nothing to say. Does just backlane a little bit. Ori at bottom, catching out Innocence, just trying to keep the waves pushed.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Faith Beyond also going to have to be careful. That Orchid is already back off cooldown. So the team pushes mid, and the Queen of Pain deals with what's happening elsewhere. Jin Q does get the leap away, surviving against the Arena of Blood, and Sylar also just trying to push out top lane quickly. EHOME not interested in taking a fight. I think they really need the level 2 Exorcism on the Death Prophet, and probably the BKB on the TA as well, before they can truly take a fight.
that's it.
Okay, so they go bot, they Moonlight Shadow, but they still, their path takes them over towards mid. Eurus is not the target that you want to go for. He's got the Aegis. This team's going to be able to get in a position to defend him. Of course, the Arena of Blood is on cooldown for a little bit. Jin Q kind of low on leaps. Does get the second one out as Yang comes in here looking for him. But with the beam and a few more nukes, he gets brought down. The US Courier dies elsewhere as EHOME doing a good job of just cutting waves, buying a little bit more time. But a little bit worrying. This pop's pretty big. The Luna's going to have a BKB before too long. A lot of faith being put in this Nothing to Say Templar Assassin being able to carry them once they have the BKB. Jump forward, silence onto Ori. This could actually just be a quick kill. Very nice coordination there from EHOME. And they will punish the pretty aggro build on the Quap.
Actually, yeah, how does the Phantom's Embrace work with Mars Ultimate? I know if you put up a Disruptor Kinetic, it actually stops the Phantom from catching onto the...
Right. I am not sure. That's a good question.
Work in similar ways.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the way that the Mars Arena prevents you from entering. If it's kind of like terrain, or if it's kind of like... Because the weird thing about Kinetic Field is that it like sets your move speed to 0 when you try and pass through it, which creates all those weird remnant interactions, right? Like if you're Ember standing on the edge of the Kinetic Field, you can't throw a remnant anywhere because the remnant gets set to 0 move speed. Oh. Mars also dead now, man. EHOME really kings of the Radiant jungle for the last little bit. Sylar kind of getting caught out outside of the base. Eurus running forward. They do have the Eclipse. Just going to bomb it out now. Or he's jumping onto the front line to get the silence out of the Pangolier. Faith Beyond trying to help a friend. And, well, he's just going to die with him. Vici still have some pretty potent team fight when they're all together. So got to show some respect to the Luna.
And everything that they can to delay out this game, you know, that tier 2 tower, it still hasn't taken any damage on the bot side, and mid lane just opening up even more of the jungle makes that Tricam area much more respect.
Oh man, are they
to accomplish here with this movement though?
Yeah, I mean they do have a BKB on the Templar Assassin, but I'm not sure if I think it's going to be able to 1v5. How much longer on Roshan? 24 seconds on this Aegis, so that could be a little bit of a timing for EHOME. You know, Aegis gets reclaimed, TA just blinks on top of the Luna and tries to focus her down at that point. Luna does have some pretty good armor going, though, so might take a surprisingly long time to attack her down. We'll have to see. Do have a Yules on the Mirana as well.
And we've got another smoke coming out here from E2, so they're going to try getting this backstab off. They've timed it to perfection with the Aegis expiring now, just hoping that maybe catch out this Luna. They're going to be able to spot her out, but really great positioning here from DY to tank it up.
Yeah, DY tanks the gank. That's going to let the Luna get back. Yer's just running for it, working towards the Manta. Klopp already looking to maybe cut a little wave over here, or quite close to the Shivas. So also going to be a nice pickup for him. They're going for a double halberd. POW going to get caught out here by the arrow. They've got a silence to follow it up as well. They don't even need it. They've also got the clumsy net. And that is the end of him. So Vici feeding away a couple of crucial pickoffs in the last couple of minutes, and that is giving EHOME some much needed gold and some much needed levels. Kind of get themselves back in this game. Silo now level 13, working towards the BKB.
20 or nothing to say. You know, he's done a lot of these creep cuts. He's taken a lot of ancients and up on levels, and he's going to go for that meltdown reduction. So get enough silences off on, for example, this Phoenix. He's just.
I'm wondering when EHOME are going, like, if ever, if they're going to try and force anything here. I guess they can just wait for this BKB on Sylar. Watching him die in the last couple of fights to Eclipse, he's probably making the call that he doesn't want to fight pre-BKB. But I guess the TA still has some room to scale as well. Picked up the Crystalist now. Full Daedalus would be a pretty big grab. And of course that level 25, that's going to take at least a few more minutes to grab that.
It's another one of those games as well. Talked about it in the series that you know, you would rate for Sylar to jab a lot of this to then to survivability, let him get the siphons himself up in the air, but much that same catch you out.
Yeah, and you're playing against Shadow Demon, so you could potentially just not, you could get a 0-second Yules as well. Pretty nasty. So, well, with that, Vici pushing the top lane with their Luna.
He's going for a spear back.
Sylar, gotta be careful. Yang just gonna spear him out. They don't have a stun for it, but they don't even need it. There's just too much burst damage. Tyler leaving the base for even a fraction of a second, and he gets brought down. And they do have this halberd on Yang as well. He's just tanking up the tower shots here. Nice use of the bulwark. Do not see it enough. I know that you're also like, why don't people use the active more kind of guy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Faith Beyond, he's doing a good job. He's keeping this wave pushed out as well, so
okay.
Stay here all too long.
Another nice catch from Yang. Another spear, another kill. They do end up losing the poor old Alpha Wolf. The family pet is dead, but well, so is the mid lane of Rax for EHOME. And Vici just gonna keep on trucking. EHOME, are you gonna come back and defend? Alright, so nothing to say is now here. They need so much value out of this Templar Assassin this fight. He needs to be careful not to get the blink canceled. The Luna Illusions are looking for it. Ori jumps forward aggressively. Just wants this quick kill onto Innocence. He does get stunned up though. The Shiva's helping him out a little bit. Can he actually get out of here? He just walks through the arena. Faith Beyond still looking for him. Defensive disruption from DY. And nothing to say. Just can't do the damage. Eurus still large and in charge on the front lines. They are now calling for the retreat. Jinkyu manages to get the catch, but he does not have an arrow for follow-up. So they just walk away. In the back lines, Ori gets the double kill. This Orchid putting in a huge amount of work. And Sylar still wants to chase and force a little bit more. He's still got a little bit of extra duration left. Centaur, replacement for the Alpha Wolf they grabbed earlier. And Sylar got to be careful here, bud. A little bit too far forward, and Vici will make quick work of you as well. And EHOME have had enough. GG called.
I was about to say, like, it kind of felt like all or nothing play there by the DP at the end. You know, maybe you get one pick off, you at least it up on tier 15, but it was a 10k net worth lead. Not too much.
And they threw all of the buybacks in that they had as well. So the situation was not
FY. He's found himself No Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No Tail as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm as ninjas here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Zame to have this invis rune. And Zame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well, between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed FY, the patience keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, see, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No Tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in this series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the Manta back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. I mean, X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wards that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. Is he ready to push in? Look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's brought back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them. Knocks them back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already gone, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that final split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball. He turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail. FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a head for this team fight. I mean, LGD are big goal, but no blood taken with 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They bought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T30s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be out. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off of that, right?
Yep.
It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon disc on Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X Blade Mail call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
It's just all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the smoke, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled. But
He's in the trees, they're on the high ground, they've got the vision with the Shiva's covered, Ana's on his way over, they've got the snowball down, there's the Catapult. Seb jumps in, he's able to find the call onto Challenge, but Challenge already got the BKB out, the Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB, he'll try and stand his grab, but Seb, he's going to go down, no buyback on the axe, as Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD, the Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom room, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. I mean, everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No Tails already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will. As they get upon him, they find his life. 1 minute now without No Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Ana, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
The Chalice split, of course, up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Ana up in the skies. As this Rax on the top lane will fall, the melee Rax gone. PSG LGD playing this.
Very interesting. They're doing there's a deal. It's like you get a large with 1 topping for $5 at the moment. Anyway, let's do this. Welcome back, everybody. It's a DPL-CDA. We've got more EHOME versus Vici Gaming action for you. Game number 2. Space Kip and Danog once again, and we'll just have to see if there is anything different this time around, or if it is just going to be Vici sweeping the series, breaking the undefeated streak so far from EHOME. It's all going to unravel here.
Well, like we were saying before, EHOME, they've already got that first place kind of locked in, so this means a bit more to Vici Gaming. They want to bump themselves up on the leaderboard, and yeah, not to say they're not going to try. Like we saw that game, that was doing absolutely everything that he can to delay it out, hopefully get Sylar some farm, at least wait until he got a few more levels so he was able to take those team fights more effectively, but it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I just think there has to be something said about the fact that sure that there are stakes for these events, but also part of the point is to just have it's slightly more formal than a scrim, right? That's why it's a round robin and not an actual like bracket tournament.
Yeah. So you have to play everyone, right?
Yeah, you have to play everybody. You have to try out some stuff. You have to figure out what works, try and get better. I think because the big national tournaments for a little while, a lot of regions are focusing on, okay, how do we develop in a little bit more. So, man, EHOME just going back to some classics here. Just Revenge, Beastmaster, straight out of the gate. It's worked fantastically for them in the past. Faith Beyond is an absolute beast on Beastmaster. See if Vici have some answers to it here.
I mean, the Aura strat's already in play. I mean, they could just go back for the Luna, to be honest.
Yeah, they could Luna. I could see like Dazzle coming in as a position 1 if they wanted to play ultra fast. But then there's still other ways to go. I guess the Dusa is already off the table. That's been banned by EHOME themselves. Death Prophet is still an option, but again, I feel like this Shadow Demon already from Vici is like, oh, do we really want to play Death Prophet if we're EHOME? We'll just have to see.
Yeah. I wonder if, well, Troll kind of sucks here, right, against the Shadow Demon. It's the similar sort of stuff as going up against an OV as the Troll, and that you're just going to get disrupted / astraled as soon as you pop that battle trance.
And with the Troll, I feel like it needs to like a perfect Troll game for that hero to look good. Otherwise, he just has so many problems.
Yep.
The one redeeming factor is maybe how good his laning is, right? He is a big bull in lane, but mid to late game, I just feel like I often see. Anyway, so Vici just going for a Kunkka.
I like it. You know, you can, if you're going up against this real Deathfall style strategy, you can X marks yourself, you can run and clear the wave, and you know, swap's not really going to do all too much.
Yeah, it's a good early fight
10 seconds
as well, for sure. Probably not. Kunkka support is completely right. There's no world where Kunkka support is the thing.
I think 3 can still work, but yeah, I think
3 is okay, but you need the levels, right? Because the cooldown on X is the cooldown and the cast range on X are both so garbage now at low levels. Like, you just absolutely need to get everything pumped up. The days of getting like, just going toward it and running around ganking people as position for Kunkka is long dead.
Oh yeah.
But okay, so Vici still have to grab some kind of a 4. What's on the table still? Like Phoenix counters, there's still Lena, there's still Snapfire. If they want more D-push against like the Beastmaster, then maybe you're looking at a Wyvern or something here.
Yeah, I think Wyvern's a great pick. Yeah, that's just me saying it, but you're going to be going up against a Beastmaster, right? Like, he's going to have a lot of units. They're going to be attacking quickly already, and then suddenly you've given them the additional attack speed from the Winter's Curse. It's a pretty big deal. I mean, the swap's definitely going to be some good value, but yeah, I really highly value it, man. Just to go back to the Kunkka, remember back, I don't even know how many years ago it was, but it was like Misery that first did it, right? Position 4 Kunkka, where you went really greedy, you built something like an armlet so you could push out the waves.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine how punished that would be these days, just with the speed that the game is going?
Yeah, there's no way. It's too brawly. You're gonna get run at. And EHOME, just going back to what looks like a very, I don't know if that first game was a little bit more experimental, but this is tried and tested EHOME stuff.
Yeah.
And we've seen them absolutely annihilate games. It's kind of a setup, so we'll just see if each are going to be able to fight them back. They do have the last overall pick, but I guess it's kind of for their safe lane, unless, they could put the DK safe lane if they wanted. Maybe that's a tolerable matchup against the Beastmaster. At least you've got the Dragon's Blood to help you out a little bit.
I'm calling a Void Spirit for EHOME here to finish up the draft.
I'm totally down with that. I would definitely like a little bit more catch. I think that could come in a ton of different forms. I'm a little bit surprised to see it is the ban from Chi. I think that would have been a little bit. It doesn't necessarily fit EHOME's lineup to my mind. Like, also,
it's a lot more single target as well, right? Like, without the ultimate.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I just like, yes, it's a bit of a counter to the Kunkka and the Dragon Knight, but I just don't think that that's the OD, the kind of lineup that EHOME are representing here. Like you're saying, I think the Void Spirit or even like a Puck or Quasvex Invoke, or just one of these mid heroes catch is more of the style here. They could even, I think they could get away with like a Storm if they wanted to, but I think they might even want something a little bit faster than that.
yeah, I think you do need to do especially more magic damage straight up. Like, this Dragon Knight, he's going to be not paper, but Phoenix, of course, with that Sunray doing percentage-based damage, going to be really effective at it.
Yep.
On him as the game wears on. Ursa as well, Fury Swipes, really good. Minus armor from the Vengeful Spirit, and yeah, if we go something like a Void Spirit, or I suppose the Storm, it's just able to tear through that Dragon's Blood with no worries.
Ultimately, this is going to come down to whatever Nothing to Say most wants to play situation. I think there's a ton of good options. It is interesting to me that like the Shadow Demon pick seems to be enough to just remove the Death Prophet kind of from the conversation, because I think if not for the Demon, I think EHOME would easily pick Death Prophet here.
They could still even go the TA, to be honest, right? And then just keep constantly running at Vici, force them to take these fights.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's the Dazzle. Nice. Yeah. All right.
We like it.
I'm about this life. Yeah.
So what, 18-minute game?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I don't really know if you're that well equipped to fight against this kind of stuff. I'm really just picturing Dragon Knight looking a little bit tanky, but just getting swarmed. Right? Like, there's Ursa's hitting him. He's getting, poison stacked up. Vici rounding it out with a Tearblade. I'm all aboard the EHOME train.
You reckon?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I think the Tearblade is like it's supposed to be okay against the Beastmaster, but I have seen Faith against the Terrorblade just go a Soul Ring Axes build and actually just dumpster the Terrorblade. So
just level up the wild axes just because it's magical now, and
yeah, exactly. So previously Terrorblade would just laugh at you no matter what you did because you just had 1,000,000 armor and both the boars and the axes didn't matter. But now Beastmaster actually kind of has like a decent nuke because it's magical. I think it was kind of a nerf to the hero overall, but in this specific matchup, it actually made it better.
Yeah.
So
maybe like Naga's Tyrant as well. It's alright against that too.
Yeah, that's true. That's another good example. But yeah, I don't know if this Terrorblade is the way here.
It sucks, right, for the Beastmaster. Like, it's great against so many things, but you've got this dilemma of all of your abilities are great this game for what you're trying to do. You know, if you want to beat the TB in lane, you need to level up the axes. You obviously want to harass people out with the boar, and then when you're going for this real death ball style of lineup, you need the inner beast aura. So I wanted to see if he's going into any sort of value points on the 2 is pretty good. Yep. Like, it's still 20 attack speed.
I don't think he needs the boar so much this game, just because they do have like other slows and catch, stuff like that. So, but he does skill it up first here. We'll see what he's up to.
I think 2 points in it would be good.
Yeah. Well, you know, all of this theory crafting is a little bit out the window because they are just putting the Terrorblade mid. So I don't know how long he's going to be mid, but they're really trying to get Eurosoft to a hot start. Suppose it's like give him all the levels, let him go start hitting the jungle pretty quickly. Even trying to draw the first blood here with a smoke up, looking for something.
Positioning here by the Dazzle. I want to have a quick look at the vision that Vici Gaming have, because he's still holding on to that observer ward and could be spotted out when he goes to plant it. I don't know what that says. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, just go for it.
I will give you the PG-13 rated version.
Well, the PG-13, but also a very approximate Google translation.
The EHOME brothers take you in turn?
What the hell? All right.
That's PG, right?
Yep. All right, there you go. Faith Beyond. He's throwing it out there. They have actually. In the end, they've settled on the Kunkka in the safe lane. DK is just going to be in the off lane here. Well, we'll have to see how this goes. On the one hand, yeah, Terrorblade's going to get a bunch of levels mid and whatnot, but also you're up against the mid Dazzle, so this guy's going to get a lot of levels. And hero can really start to take over the game. And the biggest concern when you're playing against a core Dazzle is that if you can't kill the Dazzle, which they are not super well equipped to do, they don't have the best like jump and catch, you can't kill anyone else. That's like always the big problem that you're going to run into. So,
he's doing a good job at harassing this mid lane already. You know, TV, when he pops that meta, he doesn't really have too much of an issue getting these last hits underneath the tower, but
he's got 0 CS so far, Dano.
I know, but like it just goes to show how well he's playing it.
Yeah, he's doing well. That's a pretty value Shadow Wave off there. Deny on range creep.
Like, he's playing it perfectly, got nothing to say.
I mean, you can tell that nothing to say is a bit. But this is, again, something that we talked about during the 1v1s. Dota has got to the point where these mid players are so specialized in what they do, right? They're really, really good at these 1v1 matchups. So it's tough, even if you're like a really good carry player, to come up against these really good mids on their turf.
The attack animation on the Dazzle is just so valued.
Dazzle's a sick hero.
Now he's hit onto that level 3, and the harass is just going to continue.
Wave getting shoved all the way in. Nothing to say using a lot of amount early on here, but should be able to just straight the bottle. What's happening down? Tyler a little bit low on regen. Innocence does have a salve for him. Looks like a little bit more regen coming out of the courier, along with an orb of venom. So I might be looking for an opportunity. The Berg does have his boots still over, so he's not going to be the easiest target. And yet, also with the boots picked up now. So dive through on top. Check both of them. They do get the disruption out. Nice timing with the torrent. This is going to be some damage into Jinkyu, and he doesn't actually have the fire spirits bringing him down. And that will be first blood for the Kunkka. All right, nice.
Yeah, nicely done. Mid lane still a little bit of a concern for Euros, but he's bringing it back somewhat. Got the 10 CS.
You know, he's just trying to CS with the illusion while waiting out the poison touch. But this guy's really getting up in his face. Corruption into the torrent once again. Faith now taking some damage. Does have a decently charged up magic stick. Bottom for an opportunity. A little bit of harassment over on the PYW, playing Ringer and the Rosie in the tree line. Does not want to ditch the lane and tank all these creeps to try and run over against auto attacks down against these two boots throws. So just gonna keep on soaking it up under the tower.
It's looking rough for both of them, man. Innocence, he's in very, very deep on the unsafe side. And getting harassed down a little bit might affect his ability to rotate through and start to be a presence around these mid-power runes, which are about to spawn in 10 seconds. It looks like mid laners are going to be left to themselves this time around.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. Just with the second metamorphosis, just finding a little bit of farm. He's missing a bit uphill. Didn't one of those. Up top, Faith Beyond and Sheik, they're both pretty low. These disruption torrent combos have been pretty nice for whittling away over on the EHOME hero.
Well, we've got the boots delivered now onto Silos, so he does have some sort of catch potential. The 2 points in Fury Swipes and the Earthshock as well.
They do have to show some respect to the first down here. It's going for a little pull, just a single pull. We've got a side pull happening from Vici at the same time. They'll throw out these poison touches all the time, harassing onto the Terrorblade. Be nice to go and grab a Battery in a second if he could. Bottle's a little bit empty.
So it's kind of deep. They're getting the harass in onto these bot lanes, and
yeah, this is decent damage and kind of setting up for the bounty. Actually, Siler wants to go in a little bit deeper. He is going to get lifted now. He's still got 10 charges, so I don't think he's dead, but good patience from POW, really holding on till the very last moment. Innocent still wants the bounty, but might lose his life for it as POW just that little bit faster. Innocent's just going to have to go for the deny instead. Is he dead for this? Yang with the Dragon Tail catches up. A few more auto attacks. That will be the end of Innocence. Also kind of low, continuing to farm in the lane, but he's able to escape into the tree line.
no stick charges though, so has to be careful if he wants to move forward a little bit. Just gonna get that level 5, back off, go towards the jungle. At least take up this catapult experience. Wasting a little bit of time just standing up here though.
He's just waiting for us to come back right there. Here comes the mangoes and Sal to get Silo straight back into it. You are trying for some multi-stacks here. Nice disruption, just blocked it.
Is he locked in?
He's blocked, yeah. He's stuck. Alright, just has to TP out.
Good value there.
Did you get any of these stacks? So there's one here, that's it.
Did he block with the actual Icarus dive on the Phoenix? The one that is next to with the Alpha Wolves in it?
Yeah, I think he kind of interrupted. He may have flipped the edges on box. Still lots of the power only now starting to take a little bit of damage. POW gonna make sure that they clean up the quick wave quickly and kill this catapult shortly after that.
I'm liking this.
Say just in pain.
Yeah. Really nice heal coming through, making sure that the TP's not able to just clean up after the 3 tower hits. every little bit of net worth that you can deny away from the TB is a win for yourself. He's got an 800 net worth lead right now. Taking up a little bit of damage, and Ori as well. He's moving real slow.
You guys get on enough here. Does have the X boat coming through and a little bit of extra survivability there. Still getting run at. Tor's gonna catch Innocence. No X, no TP to reset. So he's gonna have to walk all the way back with his faded boots. So they TP'd the guy demon bottom, and knowing that there's nothing to protect the Kunkka up top, so it's kind of the natural move to be making. POW still holding on to the mid lane. Garbo just farming his way through this third meta of the game. He's just popping it off cooldown.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, I like this. He does the good thing that carries should do in just directly handing the neutral item over to his room, not just TPing it back to base.
Right, it was a neighborhood, so that makes sense.
It does, but it's...
Yeah.
Tell that to my cause, you know.
Surprisingly uncommon, yeah. I know what you mean. Okay, so let's Faith Beyond gone for. Is he also just going... Okay, so he's also got a Necrobook. Oh, lordy. So, 2 Necrobooks coming up in just a second for EHOME, and you have to imagine that this can be pressure following that up. Seller going to be pretty happy. Finds himself a nice little iron branch, finds a little mango tree, and the ironwood tree. Nice.
Speaking of iron talent being picked up by Yang here.
But Ori in a bit of a rough spot. Faithia did not have the roar available, a little bit short on the mana actually. So Ori gonna keep on fighting. This Necrobook a little bit low. DY now getting caught in the backline with the rotation through. Probably wondering what on earth is this Vengeful Spirit doing here, but it is some nice positioning from Innocence that will grab that kill.
Yeah, they're leaving the outpost unclaimed right now. Xingqiu, yeah, so the bot side's already being claimed by the Dire side, wanting to make sure that they're not caught unawares. And
Roar, they've got the vision. Kunkka, well, the Necrobook activated with the melee creep there for a little bit of extra damage. X back into the torrent, Yang with the follow-up stuff. DUI needs to be careful. Revenge damage coming over. Sylar gonna get disrupted. They've got the board slowing down Ori. Xingqiu gonna try and burn him out. Dive through as well. The board still going to work. DUI trying to shoot. Sylar finds him in the turret line and does end up being a kill for the Ursa. And over at mid, the Rubik actually getting run down by an Arcane Rune Dazzle and this Vengeful Spirit who still doesn't have boots. But
man, that is terrifying. 4-second Shadow Wave at level 9.
Yep. My favorite thing is how with the right amounts of CDR that like the tooltips start breaking because the numbers are just like too long.
Yeah.
So everything starts getting like stacked on top of itself and running it mid. All right, they've got an X boat available. They do not have a point in green. Nothing to say. Does have a haste. He gets sunned back into the chain stun. He goes and it's the end of him. Innocent's trying to get those boots out of his backpack. He will be able to walk away. Up top, Yang getting gone on. Dragonite not looking on that tanky in the face of the Ursa. And EHOME unable to take this mid tier 1 tower, but looks like the top tier 1 shouldn't be too much of a problem.
They've placed their mango tree out a little bit aggressively, just above the bottom tier 2 tower on the Radiant side. Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly slotting out. I mean, that's what's enabled Sylar to start rotating up towards this top side, right? He can just spam out those enchanted mangoes. He's already got the magic wand, so if there's any team fights, he's just going to be in fighting shape. But again, he's gone for this Battle Fury build. Perseverance picked up, so that he never really has to go back to base.
Yeah, the mango tree feels so valued now, especially with a couple of the clarity nerfs that have come out, like these cores like Gyrocopter and Ursa, where if they just have a little bit more mana, they can really increase their farm rate by a lot. Innocent's in some danger. That's still in Poison Touch is a bit annoying for him. Torrent not connect. Sylar wants to keep on running forward. They do have a roar available. That's looking to connect over here. Just continuing to work down the tier 1 with the Necrobook. What is Terrorblade going for? I mean, yours has decent farm, but just head for the Yasha so far. And they really need to get a tier 1 tower takedown somewhere. As man, EHOME straight into the pit. They've got a ton of taking potential. All the sustain from the Dazzle. It does seem like this is going to be brought down pretty easily.
They've got complete vision of the area. Good positioning here by Innocence, and there's no way that they're going to be interrupting this. Then Ursa with the Beastmaster, and he's just gone for the standard build. So 044, obviously not going directly up against this TB, so that's much more reality. Do you think there's any world after he finishes up the Necronomicon 3 that he would go for something as crazy as an Axe against a Terrorblade?
Oh, maybe. I think he might get another item first. Like maybe he gets the
Solar Crest?
Yeah, Solar Crest or Vlad's or just something, some other team item before he considers going for it. Or you might even need some kind of item in there somewhere. Eurus does manage to take out the bottom tier 1 tower, so creating a little pocket of farm for himself. Needs his support to come and kind of double this down with maybe another ward somewhere. Not going to be that easy, especially as the Necrobook continues to get leveled up on the Beastmaster. Seems like they're just going to leave his at level 1 for the time being as he starts working his way towards the Guardian Greaves. Up top there, making a bit of a go on Tyler. He's got the Aegis, so they could find the turnaround afterwards. He's also got the Enrage. Gonna get swapped over to the high ground. Nicely done by Instant Sylar. Not done with this fight, apparently just pops back in. Alright. They now pop the Supernova as they try for TP coming in from the Dazzle. Roar there as well. Yeah, looking like he might get caught by this egg stun. Or you're running forward.
Dazzle's here.
Fight going. He's got the X-Mercy spot going out. Should be able to drag back in the Phoenix. Actually, they missed the timing, and now Kunkka doesn't have any spells available. Eurus doesn't have the mana for the Sunder either. He gets swapped back into the fight and just brought down. Man, weird coordination on both sides. Looking like Yang might just get run down here in the tree line. He gets hopped on top of, and, well, EHOME. They certainly know how to play this line down.
That was a firmly popped Metamorphosis as well, which is the worst case scenario for Vichy Gaming. You know, as you were saying before, he's had an alright time. He's purchased up a couple of these early items, but having everything go pear-shaped like that is an absolute disaster for him.
Invisibility.
And I didn't quite have the Terrorblade like the 1v5 hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe if you had a few more ways to enable him. Obviously, you've got the Shadow Demon, which is nice, but it's not like you have the Beastmaster. It's not like you have the Dazzle on your side just to increase that sustain in the team. Even Avenge on your team would be great.
Yeah, I can kind of see the argument with like, it's just really high armor, but EHOME have burst, and they've got this maxed out Earth Shock. They've got the magical damage coming in from the Phoenix. So it's not necessarily that easy for the Terrorblade to play. Maybe once it gets a couple more items, sure, but for now, still just kind of a standard hero and behind the Dazzle and the Ursa in terms of farm, just because they've got so many towers taken down. They've gotten a huge influx of gold from that. Nothing to say. Looking like he should be alright. They've got a little bit. They've got a nice warp over here, spot in this rotation through the river.
Man, this aggressive item build from the Venge as well. He's got the Bracer just for that little bit of extra survivability, but building up into the Phase Boots on position 5.
Alright. I think I saw Innocence buy like a full Dominator on the position 5 Venge in this lineup previously.
I mean, it's not the worst, right? Because if you die, you can just still remain as that aura carrier.
Yeah, it's definitely quite nice. Shin Q pushing out bottom. Just holding on to the area for now, protecting the mango tree. Basically, I'm keeping the pressure going up top. Does have the blow protector keyed up as the next item. That's going to be the other big problem for this Terrorblade. Is just he gets jumped with a single stun. They don't really have that many. Well, at least they got the disruption to save him. That's the hope.
Yeah, they've taken the tier 2, still no Glyph available. They're trying to make it go here onto Innocence, but the position 5, probably not the main one you want to go. He's still got that only one level in the Vengeance Aura, but still 40 or so seconds on this Edge, the Immortals. So EHOME, they're going to want to keep up the pressure.
Yeah, I think they're just going to take that as a signal to like, alright, time to push the tier 2 mid. Why not? Skeller hopping up towards the high ground. Getting a little bit isolated from his team. He's going to get disrupted up. Do they have any follow-up for him? Not really. And now he just finds PYW on the side of the fight. He's being demonic purged. 20 seconds to go on this Aegis. Looks like he's going to be just fine. Bottom, a couple of illusions pressuring in, but Jinky's still lapping up all this experience and all the gold. I think Eurus put too much pressure on down here. What is the plan? They do have a mech already. Going to be pretty tough in these team fights. There's a lot of sustain. They need this. They need the Dragon Knight to catch the best first. I think that's the only way that this team fight.
Yeah, I mean, what other forms of initiation do they really have? They got nothing. That early Blink Dagger is going to have to do something for them, and how deep in Faith Beyond is as well. Just wanting to cut this wave, create as much chaos as possible. Going. He doesn't have an observer ward. I thought maybe he might go for a really deep one just to scout out a bit of additional movement, but just waiting until they show themselves on another area of the map. It's so rare that you would check this position.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to find him. He might even just and then pop out on the Hawk, clear wave, keep going after that. They are pressuring bottom at the same time. Sylar with his Battle Fury, just going to be going for the BKB next. And first, okay, so he's got the Manta now, at least. I don't think he wants to buy a BKB. It's not really going to help him that much, right? There are really very many things you're going to block with a BKB. I guess the Fire Spirits, but other than that, yeah, just going to keep up the Scotty now.
Well, a lot more survivability that he's just picked up for himself, finishing off the Manta style, and he's got the People's Gift as well, so that's a lot more stats for him to be able to survive, as well as his illusions, you know, not able to just instantly be burst down and slowly damaged through with a poison touch, and a single was dealing with it previously.
The one thing that does suck is that nobody on his team has Arcane Boots. Ruby just running out of Shackles.
Faith Beyond.
Yeah, Faith Beyond. Going for the solo kill, you're just going for the TP out. No interest in trying to help there, and for good reason. All of EHOME are up here, looking to hold onto this tier 1 tower. Vici instead going to put some pressure onto mid, but this is full HP tier 1. Even with the Solar Crest, it's going to take a little while to bring down, and Sylar does come in to defend. I worry about the TP just getting mono burned up by all these Necrobooks and not being able to get off the Sunder. Because I think to win the fight, he needs to get Sunder off. So... okay.
Do we have the last Necro coming out to the Beast Monster yet? He's got plenty of money to be able to do it, and I think that purge is going to be serious value, maybe forcing that BKB, the Manta out a little bit early on the Terrorblade.
Over at mid, Dazzle getting gone on, but not the easiest target, nothing to say, does still have the Grave. Here comes the healed. They're looking for a little bit of a turnaround. Yang ultimate about to wear out. Ori is able to clear up wave pretty quickly and getting quite tanky as now he works his way towards the Heaven's Halberd. He's also got this Essence Ring helping him out. Innocence is the target. Nothing to say, waiting behind him. Should be able to save him with the Grave, and now they can find the turnaround. They didn't kill the Venge, so she's got swaps. Are going to put on the Phoenix as well. Just swap onto Yang. And here comes the rest of the team. Another swap. DY in a little bit of danger. They are trying to turn around with the boat, popping everything on this Terrorblade. He's got the auto attacks onto the Dazzle, but he gets stunned up. Here comes the Roar. Where's the save for him? PYW with the stolen swap tries to give him the opportunity, but Sylar still chases him down. Double kill there for the Fuzzy Wuzzy. They look for one more onto Ori. Everyone's still looking plenty healthy, and well, just seems like Vici did not have the answers to this tried and tested EHOME lineup.
Yeah, I mean, it's not 18 minutes, but it's still a 10k net worth lead at 21 minutes into the game. They've even got a siege grip available for themselves. Any Solar Crest just yet? Not quite on EHOME's side, but still, this tower should melt. Even if they buy back and try and contest, we had a really quick Roshan respawn, only 10 seconds after the minimum timing.
I mean, we'll make a fight with him there. Terrorblade's buyback. He's got no meta, so really just nothing to do here. Just spam it out, do their best. Comes through. Yeah, maybe finding some kind of a cap on the way back out. Sylar shouldn't be ditched by his team. They do have swaps, they do have Graves. Should be able to evacuate him. Nice two-man torrent. Boat also coming through. Nothing to say. Not getting the Grave off. Let's drop it onto Innocence now. We're just going to try for a TP. Are they just going to let that happen? Looks like they do.
High priority target.
Go for the big target. They find nothing to say in the tree line. And that will be Yang finding a double kill. I mean, all right, so they don't get out completely cleanly.
Well, they're still chasing them down. 3 seconds left on the blink dagger. They might try and catch some Q here.
Yep. Oh, He doesn't actually have the Icarus dive for a little bit. Best thing he can do is maybe run over to the cliff. Faith Beyond going to come in and look PYW, the first target. Here comes the Supernova. Or he's going to try and focus it down. Do they have it in time? Looks like they do. PYW not dead yet. But the Necrobook will finish him off. Beyond trying to escape.
And Roshan
getting caught up by another Dragon Tail. And Vici straight into the Roshan pit. Is that what they want here? Looks like it's... Okay. Going back over. Yurith, what are you doing? Just like thinking about this arcane room the whole time.
I think he wanted to make sure that he had his meta back off cooldown. So just needed to wait that few extra seconds.
Gotcha. Okay, so buyback from the Phoenix. Vici just going to bail out of the Roshan pit. I think realizing even with the Solar Crest that was going to take them just a little bit too long. So instead just going to try and grab some farm across the map. Do have a BKB up for this Ursa. Well, now the Necro 3 being purchased at 50. Sylar just wall straight on in here. They do have a nice ward over on this high ground, so they spot Euros running around a little bit. He does have his Metamorphosis back up once again. Unfortunately, they have to deal with mid lane. So Yang's over there pressuring these Necrobooks, keeping the lane forced in, and Roshan dropping a little bit low. They're going to send in DY to try for the steal. Perhaps Sylar pop in the BKB. They can bring DY back defensively. You're auto attacks on to Innocence. Nice two-man torrent followed up with the boat. Sylar not really finding anything just yet. Innocence stumbled right down and they get the lift onto the Dazzle. He's also being...
Innocence is still alive.
Innocence living a little bit longer. Sylar going to keep on fighting. He's actually got the Aegis and the Chief, so he can keep going for this. Eurus needs to get the Sunder off Sylar, but he gets roared before he can even cast it. EHOME just too much sustain. It takes them an hour to kill just the Dazzle, and Ori's had enough. GG called.
Man, these quick games, it just feels like complete outdrops from minute 0 that they're able to get. And well, it's a real testament to show like they had all of these key cooldowns that they needed to be able to contest that Roche, but they were just so scared. You know, it opened up a win condition for them. They had the arcane rune on the
FY, he's found himself No-Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No-Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, there's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No-Tail as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off. And he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for like last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
Yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage in the fight. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, Ame's coming in this here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Ame to have this Invis rune. As Ame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, will find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well, between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so
Yes.
just playing around with Seb.
There's no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's just toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed, FY, the patience keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level DPL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage with these team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be following around his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, see, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those Blink Calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for the Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save, he's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out, Seb goes for the TP, they've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now, Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No-Tail's coming in towards the Shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just having all this vision. I mean, X-Nova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, X-Nova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of racks. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buyback's now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the 3 of them. Knocks the back, but Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG. They have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already gone, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean, with,
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball. He turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail. FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a head for this team fight. The LGD are the goal, but no blood taken with 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. They give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T30s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off of that, right? It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon disc on Jeremy, so protected and DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X-Blade Mail call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
It's just all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled.
He's in the trees. They're on the high ground. They've got the vision with the Shivas covered. Anna's on his way over. They've got the snowball down. There's the counterblade. Seb jumps in. He's able to find the call onto Challenge, but Challenge already got the BKB out. The Sunstride's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb pots the BKB. He'll try and stand his grab, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. And Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom row, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting, is it enough to hold OG in the game?
You see No Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will as they get upon him. They find his life. 1 minute now without No Tail and without Seb. Thompson, Anna, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split, of course, up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Anna up in the skies. As this rack's on the top lane will fall, the melee rack's gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers. He's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into that Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose their top racks, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to de-ward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
So Anna is on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to get the set. He's in. The call, the MP, the counter, but FY is in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. But he's got it up. Chalice is Jarek's down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis. Somnus looking to get involved. Pods the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Sem. Sem's in trouble. Sem's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. With the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball over to Thompson, the self-fuels, FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in, again, up into the air, Arme straight on top of Notel, FY will fall, Arme looking towards Notel, Notel puts the hand of God, but Notel beaten down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the primal split off as Anna, he's been left behind in Thompson, he's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo, can he find the angle, Jarek's coming in, keeping Anna alive, Anna with the doppelganger, the deafening blast comes out onto the two of them, Anna trying to go in, looking for the kill, can he find it in time onto X-Nova, he's on top of him, trying to beat him down, Anna again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base, as X-Nova will survive, Jarek's back in, the combo, meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky, Boss the Shiva's gone, he's on top of Jarek, Jarek's is gone, Anna as well, can he really fight back against the Somnus, and X-Nova is so low, as the buyback for Jarek's comes in, he's healing Anna back up, that buyback could set them up for the kill on X-Nova, the cold snap, down onto the charger, they find him, he's out of mana, he's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded, OG, can they find them off? They can! OG are still in the game, Arme buys back immediately, but now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without two of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god. That buyback from Jarek's onto that.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team. VG Gaming's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. VG Gaming's turn to ban. Radiant team.
Welcome back, folks. Game 3 time for DPL-CDA. We've got EHOME versus Vici. It's our only series of the night, and this is our very last game of the gone. Push draft, fast wins in both games 1 and 2, and it's fast, blisteringly fast draft so far here in game number 3. Dog, what do you make of it? What are you seeing?
Well, looks like EHOME want to go for a little bit more team fights, some pick-off potentially. Still very much open on Vici's side if they want to go that full push style, but we've seen in those first 2 games, whoever had Radiant won, and it also coincidence, or maybe not, whichever team had the priority to choose what they wanted also won both games. So this time around, it was EHOME that won the coin toss going into game 3, so we'll see if luck's on their side again, because they also have Radiant.
Yeah, a much more defensive look with the Shaker Grimstroke, right? They've got deep push. It's a little bit greedier with the Shaker as the position 4. You really have to wait a while for his Blink Dagger to come online to really feel the impact of the hero. And for Vici, looks like they're back on their aggression. They've got the Vengeful Spirit and they've got the Tusk starting things out. Low cooldown, lots of run at you. Some nice saves as well. And I think something that we felt that they were lacking a little bit maybe in game number 2. If they want to be picking heroes like the Terrorblade and whatnot, having defensive tools like the swap and the snowball definitely going to be very, very helpful.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Vici, the style worked really well for them in game number 1, just being caught out by it was just an intense amount of aggression coming from EHOME in that second game.
Yeah, they really did not seem to have a handle on that draft. I don't know what they necessarily needed. Maybe they needed like some more deep push from their supports, or the Dragon Knight kind of ended up being a bit nothing. I'm sure the Blink Dragon Tail was useful.
Yeah,
that only really started being effective after they already lost their mid lane frags. So
I think you can't have your 2 of your 3 cores with a massive a cooldown dependency on it. You know, you've got the Terrorblade already and then the Dragon Knight. It's looking a little bit rough. You know, you need to coordinate those really well together, and then it also just needs to actually result in a victory here. And, well, there's a bit more of that aggression coming out again. The Dazzle.
All right, maybe EHOME are back on their bullshit as well. Maybe that's the... maybe that's...
A good game's a quick game.
Yeah. Okay, so Deuce a band. I guess there is some Grimstroke synergy with the Dazzle. Get some multi-poison touch nonsense going on. But yeah, I really thought that they were going to be playing this a little bit more defensive, a little bit more team fight oriented. But with the Dazzle grab, I don't think there is a really like a middle ground with this hero. I think if you're going to be playing core Dazzle, you really do just need to be running at the enemy team and exploiting his timings.
Yeah, I think this time around, though, considering the space that they picked it in, plus what's been banned out on Vici with the Beastmaster, you could very easily just toss it to Faith Beyond in that off lane. It gets a very...
That's true.
It does a very similar role, and sure, you're lacking the stuns, but that's what you've got the Earthshaker for with you.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about having the Shaker for, is it opens you up to have your Nature's Prophets, your Dazzles, that kind of stuff, as your position 3, which... can certainly be very annoying if Vici are hoping to just give... if they were just hoping to give Eurus a free game on some hard carry, not going to be quite so easy based on this Dazzle pickup. The one thing where it could come back to bite them is if Vici just pick a pretty independent offlaner, like, I mean, the Sentinel's banned, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
Then they could just, like, tri-lane the Dazzle, and the Dazzle is not going to survive getting snowballed on with the tag team. So
This is true. I mean, what other heroes are there that you bring out? You can't have something that, like we were saying before, is mega cooldown dependent. Abaddon's not terrible.
Radiant team pick.
I could see... Oh, okay, Venomantic. That's some healing reduction, but Dazzle also pretty good from the perspective that he just pumps out a crazy number of heals. So the Poison Nova is not really going to be too scary. And oh boy, EHOME are really... They're not messing around, man. This is a brutal Lycan pick. Really.
Where's the D push? You know?
Yeah, there's like no D push, and there's no AoE for the Lycan, for his summons. Man.
10 seconds remaining.
EHOME reminding everyone that this is still a pretty fast meta.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll get to that stage, but basically the only clear that they have right now is when the Tusk hits that level 15 and he goes for the snowball damage. You know, with that Ice Shards and the snowball combo, you can, but by that point, I'm thinking that your tier 3s are well and truly getting knocked on.
They're running low on reserve time too. You gotta make some decisions here, bud. Oh, they just picked Terrorblade again.
All right, this is EHOME.
Oh boy, I mean, like, Terrorblade is okay against Lycan. You know, people always talk about like the reflection interaction, and they do have the defensive supports this time around.
I'm not feeling it.
No, I'm not feeling it either. I'm feeling them just getting run at and not being able to do anything about it, and just kind of getting kited. So what? Kunkka is the ban.
Yeah, I really like that ban coming through. Again, it's a solid early game mid laner. You're not too reliant on excuse me, these big cooldowns, and so you can fight pretty consistently. Just it would become a 4 protect 1 draft, and really, what else is left for Vici to pick if they were going for that sort of style?
I think if you're Vici, this is where you're like, hey, why don't we have a Meepo player? Like, why are we not able to just... Then they could have picked something other than the Terrorblade in this spot, and then like tried to last pick Meepo or something. I think that could have been all right, but
Terrorblade wants to farm
10 seconds.
about Alchemist.
All right, so Vici just another early fighting hero with the Viper, but where's the catch? Where's the lockdown? What is gonna stop this Lycan from just tearing your face off?
Clumsy net coming through from the neutral items.
10 seconds remaining.
Get that Atos.
Get the Ags on the Terrorblade. Let's go. We need the fear.
First item Axe, you ready?
Yep. Rush it up. Okay, so for EHOME, like you're saying, Dazzle could still go offlane, so if they wanted to, they can still just grab kind of mid hero. Me with the Pugna. Let's do it. Give me the Pugnacious. It seems fine here, really. There's just like what's gonna stop you? There's maybe they want a little bit more catch.
Yeah, I was about to say.
God,
that was the other thing that I was thinking. You know, what could a Viper really do against this Broodmother?
Oh my God, EHOME.
Offlane Broodmother as well.
Yeah. All right. Oh my God.
Unless it's first hero and they want to.
Yeah, maybe he's thinking of it. Ugh. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. This is like. Well, that explains why they banned the Conquer, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Just the most disgusting draft in the whole world from from EHOME. I mean, Vichi's is pretty gross as well, Veno Viper, but
yeah. But how do you really clear against this Broodmother, right? You don't have any innate escape on a Viper. One of the slowest heroes in the game.
Yeah, everyone just dies to spiders this game. Like, there isn't. They actually just don't even have a single hero that can like go and hold a building against a big clump of spiders, right?
Yeah.
So Lycan summons, not to mention Dazzle Necrobook. All it's gonna take is like you get fissured from range, and then all of these units just swarm you, and you're done for.
Yeah, absolute dead meat. And then, you know, the way that they will have to clearing these waves is you need to commit quite heavily onto it. And if it gets to the point where Jin-Q has his Blink Dagger, that is just an easy team wipe through a plan.
I'm also just thinking about the insane value of the heal bombs this game. Like we're saying, they don't have a way to clear all the summons and the spiders, and then you just put a shadow wave in there. I really just think heroes are gonna get like one shot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think here's what they gotta do. They gotta keep the Venge and the Tusk together, and I think they just have to roam from lane to lane using the only block, try and get kills. Like I think that is literally the only hope.
Yeah, and they are putting nothing to say in this offlane on the Dazzle.
Okay, yeah, and heading mid on the Broodmother.
Just going to be spamming out those Spiderlings with the Enchanted Mango to start out. 3 Enchanted Mangoes.
Well, we'll just have to, if this matchup is at all top. Do we have a smoke? Do we have a smoke anywhere for Vici? I really think they like.
Nope.
We need ganks. We can't just sit in lanes if we are. Do we have any hope here for Vici?
They need to take some sort of early map control. But how? That's the IG how? That's the question.
Yep. Well,
plague our enemies.
What's going on here? DI running forward at mid.
Just mirror is Broodmother's model, even bigger with this cosmetic.
Yeah, the legs seem huge, and then you see Broodmother with like a Bloodlust and a BKB. She just takes up the whole screen. It's ridiculous.
All right, Innocence, what does that mean? What does 27-7-24 mean?
Oh, yeah, what is that about?
Maybe it's a record in a past game of KDA. The words after it mean too strong, so... Just talking about this Broodmother, last time Faith Beyond played it.
Maybe, who knows? Strike fear into the hearts of your opponents. Yours gets a decent block here at mid. Creep wave gets Fissure blocked, so it's gonna end up immediately under the tower. Gonna bounce out and probably for Origin Q with the boots, just running down DY currently. This is kind of what they want. I think they want more room to chase with the Dazzle and the Shaker. Jinq, is he thinking about dragging any waves? He could have gone for that second one, but I think content with maybe blocking a camp here instead.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want to be able to swarm over these towers nice and early. This mid TB is going to try and make stuff happen again, and doing a decent job at harassing out Faith Beyond here, but as soon as he hits that level 2, he's going to be able to spawn Spiderlings from a decent range.
Yeah, and as soon as he gets a Spiderling clump, the lane gets very hard. I think they really wish that they picked Bristleback or something this game. Just
something
and
to be
any
able to
hero to like park, against deal with all these summons. What's happening at bottom? It's getting pressured pretty heavily. This is a triple range creep heading towards the tower, so that's where all the experience is waiting for Yang and PYW. Is PYW actually going to dodge? I think he should get level 2, but he seems to be dodging experience for now. Just going to give it all over to Yang. Who even, man, using a Gale CS like that's dedication right there.
It's grasping is what it is. He's like, just give me anything.
Top. The tree lane seems to be doing alright. DY in the tree line needing to be a little bit careful. Jinq does have this Fissure available, but nothing to say. Not coming over to help out. Ends up being a couple of hits traded. POW has this tag team skilled up, but I really don't think they found much of an opportunity to use it just yet at bottom. And the Spiderling clump has already activated at mid lane. Faith Beyond with the level 3. Yorosha trying to stay off.
Going on to Innocence here. He's taking a fair bit of damage, and the deny.
Oh, that's done. Oh, that's actually so nasty. And at the same time they were going on DY at top, he actually just TP'd. He TP'd from here to here, just to get back to the tower, and now salving back up. TP's are forced out of the lane. This is gonna be like a 6-minute tower or something. Maybe even faster. His brother's just gonna completely take over.
What can you do with this poor TB, really? Like, he's forced to start to move back towards these neutral camps. He's got his meta back off cooldown, and just having to use it to take down gods in his family.
You gotta do whatever you can here just to find farm. You're not winning this lane. And eventually I think this is gonna become Broodmother's territory. So you better farm it while you can.
She's already going.
Coming over. Yeah, Faith Beyond's like, hey, what are you doing over here?
This is my house.
Farming some creeps. Yeah. Where do you think you're going? And the Spiderling army is just chasing after yours. Oh god. Where can he go? What's happening at top? Is Ori dead? Yes. One punch. With that deny at bottom, it does mean that Jinq gets the first blood gold up top. Ready to get
Sylar, he's in a little bit of trouble here on the bottom side. And
okay, nice. 2 points scale, run him down.
Gale, tag team, snowball, getting it done. Even the Inkswell's increased movement speed, not enough to counter that Venom. Talking about that one punch as well, that is the one thing that Vici have on their side, the power of anime, with a few of these profile pictures.
Really, what do we got?
Supporting it a little bit. You got Guru from One Punch Man. Eurus is playing him, so we'll see if that can carry him. I think he's starting to leech up a bit of this neutral farm here. Denies doing a little bit of work, but not too much. DY trying for that really deep ward. So it's nice and defensive, catch out any sort of double waves that they might be trying to pull through here on Xinq's side.
Q just looking to roll the bounties for now. Does seem like POW gonna get both of them at bottom. Yeah, Faith Beyond already making very quick work of this tower at the mid lane. It seems like for the time being they are just not, they're not going to be committing any resources whatsoever to stopping the Broodmother. Terrorblade's just going to be jungling where he can, and there's no one that can stop him, right? So they just have to let Brood have all the territory she wants, because there's no killing her. this game. Oh, making a go. Snowball forward on Innocence. Here comes the tag team. Along with the Gale, Siler can get the deny this time around. Not gonna happen. Siler also getting slowed down. Looks like he should survive. Jinkyu now with the rotation. You got the Fisher available. Blocks in Yang. The Centaur getting involved as well. Actually gonna stop Jinkyu facing. Does get one more stun up. But PYW looking for a little bit of a turn. He's got the tag team. Jinkyu still pretty fast. Does have the enchant totem in a second. Styler just trying to close the gap, but too slow against the poison touch. Nice nuke from Innocence as he respawns. And now they've got the Wolf with the Inkswell to finish off the double kill. All right. In the end, they still get decent turnaround there. Oh, look at Vivian. He's just like, hey, Eurus, where are you farming, bud? Oh, these are some nice creeps over here. They're mine. These creeps, they're also mine.
This double damage room, which I'm gonna spot pretty soon, also mine.
Yep. Mine.
Finding Nemo right here.
Except instead of seagulls, it's spiders.
Yes.
A much more terrifying version of the movie.
Can you imagine that? Like, if instead of, you know, a cute little clownfish, it's just spiders.
Spiders. I mean, look, it is in Australia. I think it would be accurate, but anyway, yeah. Everybody just run away from the bird mother. Nobody go anywhere near her. Just let her do her thing. Let her take the farm.
And then hope our towers don't melt eventually.
Yeah. No, the Veno's getting some alright farm. Viper's gonna run out up top here, and Fisher blocked in a little bit. Just gonna have to fight to the death, perhaps. But trying for the TP out. What? Hello? Jinkyu?
Don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Maybe just wanting to be as far out of the nether toxin as he can, and
maybe he thought it was gonna. There's no corrosive skin, right? So it's not like hitting him again was gonna cause him to take more damage.
I don't know, just a misplay. It happens. These guys.
Yeah. They let him get out this time. They showed some mercy. Brood already farming ancients. Avicii making kind of an attempt on this bottom tier 1 tower. Would be nice if they could claim a little bit of map control down here and give Eurus some alternative space to farm that isn't being completely controlled by Broodmother. Styler's already got the Dominator though, and he's got the Shapeshift available. Shapeshift getting popped. They're gonna come running in, looking for Yang first. Can they get the Hoop Stomp? No! Nice Ice Shards! And Styler just gonna have to take a second, backing off. They do lose the Viper. He stepped up mid. Comes the Inkswell. Nice snowball, but that's gonna drags him under the tower. Oh, no, that's not where they want to be. The tower does get brought down by Eurus. Yang, well, next to fall, nothing to say, comes TPing in. PYW blocks himself in with the shards. Gonna go looking for the TP after they have anything to interrupt this. No. So, Tusk with the double bracer does survive. But we're already starting to see some of the problems with the lineup, right? Like it kind of messes up, but he's able to run right into the middle of the enemy team and then just zoom straight back. Who's gonna stop him?
Yeah, I mean, you can just see on the net worth charts, it's clear that the Broodmother just took clear advantage of that lane. You know, once you've got that Metamorphosis off the cooldown, you can't really do too much against this. You have one unit going up against about 20.
Oh, Eurus just getting run at. Fisher, nothing to say closing the gap, but okay, no more lockdown, so be able to walk this one off.
It's so annoying just having the poison touch constantly refreshed just by the Necro units.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice interaction for the.
You can just see here how fearless Face Theon is. You know, he's right inside the middle of 3 dire heroes, and he doesn't care. He's just able to farm up nice and easily. He's going to be scouted out here by the TB Illusion, but tell that, well, unlike spiders, they're a lot more afraid of him than them.
Yeah. Well, Innocence getting going on. Already trying to find a little bit of a play here, but swap back. PYW also running through. He will get the deny on the bounty at the very least. So Innocence gets something there, and Yang farming a little bit too close to the Broodmother is going to get brought down. Way things go, and now Faith Beyond finding another potential target. PYW. Those ice shards are not going to help you, my friend. The snowball, all right. Buys him a few more seconds before he gets added to the brood. Sounds like, oh, DY, you're a target now instead. I'm going to run forward. Metamorphosis is getting popped. But Zinky was there for the turnaround. The defensive snowball going to buy him, well, a few more seconds at least. But double kill for Faith Beyond. He's got the defuse, but he can keep on running forward. Slow down onto the Terraplane. They're going to pop the Poison Nova. Faith Beyond needs to run out of this one. But looking like he should. Actually, he might not be okay. Oh, salve him. Is he just dead? He's dead. All right, overcommitted a little bit there. And that's some nice gold for Yang.
Yeah, the value, the TB illusion doing a lot of work. It was sitting on about 100 HP for the longest time, just freely right-clicking during that team fight. So some decent play. You know, you gotta spend deaths to make deaths. I don't know what the best analogy is for that, but value that you get.
They're smoked up. Jinkyu running in. Eurus nowhere to hide. Oh, there's so much chain stuff. Are they gonna echo slam him for good measure? No, they're just gonna finish it off with the Fissure.
No need. Did he just get the the tome delivered to him? Because he was level 5 at that previous fight around the T1 mid tower.
Yeah, I might have. Oh, now Ori's trying to hold top. But what is this Viper build? 4-4-0-0. No point in the Viper strike.
Yeah, I guess it's just delay as long as you can. Try and make the Broodmother fall off a little bit once your TB gets a bit more farm. I agree, though. I think 1 point would be nice. Yeah, it's a little weird. Maybe he just doesn't feel like he has the mana to sustain the Viper strike at this point. Spam in the Nether Toxin. They're all kind of running mid, but this is such a typical Broodmother game. You're like trying to walk over the webs, but you have to stay together. Lycan's also just been farming the entire time. Faith Beyond building up the brood. Heroes desperately trying to find some little corner of this map that hasn't been occupied by EHOME. W kind of getting scouted out a little bit here. Real aggressive vision on EHOME's side, but essentially got complete understanding of the rest of the map that they have to be in this tri-camp area on Vici Gaming's side.
Just trying to dangle the Viper is a little bit of bait. Got both supports here with the stuns, so if Faith Beyond does overextend, maybe there's a possibility of bringing him down. There's a lot of just huddling under towers this game. Yang's got... Oh, this feels so bad. You've got the full vessel, but no charges. Even be a little bit too far out. Yeah, Faith Beyond definitely deciding that it is. They run forward, they get the silence. He does get the Poison Nova off, but Faith Beyond going to be just fine, and that be quickly getting canceled. They're really hoping that someone takes this Viper bait at mid, but EHOME not interested at all.
Yeah, Puppy Insatiable Hunger as well, so even though you have that Poison Sting debuff on you, as well as the Poison Nova, be doing all too much. The Smoke is going to run into him here, and they've spotted him out.
And Faith Beyond just goes over the cliff.
That's not how you want to spend your first Viper strike onto an illusion.
And here comes the Spiders, here comes the Necros, slow down onto PYW. Can they help him out? DY's got to swap. They get out of the webs. That's the important thing, so it's going to be okay.
Gaben is smiling on them as well. The DD spawning on the top side. As soon as this tier 2 tower goes down, the top side of the map, that's where they want to be fighting. It opens up the Roshan potential and start really pressuring towards that high ground. I mean, what's this Lycan going?
Very
close
towards
that
TP here. Is it going to be fast enough? Oh, just barely. He only just survived.
Necro 1 onto our Lycan. So it's not even just this Broodmother that you have to worry about right now. Top 3 heroes on the net worth, which is understandable considering the towers that you've been able to take on the map are all stemming from EHOME's end.
Yep. I mean, they've just got so much space for farm, right? All 3 of their cores are just soaking up farm everywhere. Silar's been taking the Radiant jungle. Nothing to say, taking half of the Dire jungle. Faith Beyond taking the other half. It's,
oh, they swap in Sylar.
And they swap Sylar, but, there's a quick kill.
A little bit deep here.
They've got the ensnare.
Bit of trouble if he gets caught out.
This is kind of troublesome for Yang. Yeah, here comes the ensnare. Here comes the Spiders. They don't want to fully commit onto the Venomancer. They see the Terrorblade in the area. And still having to respect his damage potential a little bit. This is now getting gone on. Not quite able to run away from the snowball. Tries with the soul bind to run away, but okay. He gets brought down, but that double damage that you were talking about is still over by the pit, and EHOME, this should be a pretty quick one.
Especially with the Solar Crest as well. Roche is gonna melt.
Pretty damn. Jinkyu's got a blink, so if they even come and try and take the fight, they've got a ward on the high ground, they've got a blink shaker, and Roshan takes a matter of seconds to bring down. What is Faith Beyond going for next? Oh, they came over into Brute's territory. Snowball can buy POW a little bit of time. Ori also comes over with the damage. Faith Beyond getting slowed down pretty heavily, but does escape up onto the cliff. But he's fine now. The net, Ori trying for the TP, but the Inkswell interrupting that. D1 the defensive swap, but still the stun on the Viper. Will he be able to escape? No, Jinkyu makes sure of that. Getting the double stun, 3 dead so far. He gets the Poison Nova out, but nothing to say it's going to have the sustain for the team, and they just keep on trucking.
The thing with this poor Tusk, I feel like he's played it pretty well with PYW, but with those Ice Shards, you know, they try and block that Broodmother out, at least get the Aegis reclaimed, but it's a Broodmother. You can just walk up on the cliff and not have a care in the world.
Yep. Atheon now just working on an Ags. Eurus is trying with some illusions to put a little bit of pressure on bottom, but he's got no ward to play around. They don't even have this outpost, so he really doesn't have a foothold to work with down here.
And you can tell he wants to go the Manta style again, but he's really forced into this BKB just so that they can fight, because unless they get a favorable outcome in these next couple of team fights, it's just going to be all over. Seems like it's been the story of this series, you know, 17 to 20 minutes, 10k net worth lead on one team.
They do get the shards onto the Grimstroke, so once again this can be brought down. Yeah, he desperately needs the BKB, seeing the Blink Dagger on the Shaker, right? There's just no way. The way that this game could go, I really think that Jinkyu could only focus on putting damage on the Terrorblade, and they would be fine. Just using the disables on him. Nobody else really poses that much of a threat. Sylar does have the shapeshift ready. Looking to see if anyone pokes their nose a little bit too far forward at bottom.
So how do you feel about I'm just going to say 18.5-minute Diffusal Blade, Power Treads, Soul Ring, and Aghanim Scepter on a Broodmother? Because that's what's going to happen.
Broodmother player, pretty darn good. If I'm against the Brood, I'm thinking about next game. If this is a pub or anything, because yeah, I don't know how they deal with it. Faith Beyond could even just go BKB next, and then what do they do about it, right? You can walk through everything.
Pray.
Yeah. I mean, hope that you somehow get like a Walrus Punch on him right as the Terrorblade is like bopping him with his main hero and 3 illusion. Oh, snowball, POW, a little bit of damage, but here comes the chain stun. Yang also running forward. He does get the Gambot onto 1, but here comes the swarm. Sylar hunts him down. You know, Faith Beyond doesn't want to get left out, find the kill of his own at the same time. And he is just charging up mid. Ori already half HP, getting chased down. Here comes the spiders. Oh, they just can't do anything about it. The spiders are going to finish him off. They've got the big nuke. Eurus with the Sunder, saving him at the last second. And he's still being slowed up. Everything inside of their base, they're trying to hold. Lift's going to come out. EHOME reset for a second. Do it of all the respawns on the side of DP.
Look at him, he's moving around at 608 movement speed as well on this Broodmother. Got no more maximum, cap on his movement speed, and I mean, as soon as he picked it up, he just spit about 3 different webs onto the map. He's
yeah, and he's got the Aegis as well, so he's just running straight into them now. Gets slowed down a little bit.
Shaker.
And they help him out. Jinkyu coming over, he does have the Echo Slam available. They gotta be careful of their positioning. Defensive swap attempted. The spiders are still chasing. It's 1 down so far. Faith I'm just gonna look for a little bit more. Is even gonna lose the Aegis. They've got a grave for him. Oh, well, I've got a grave for Vici as well.
Yeah.
I think they.
We got a grave feeling about this one.
Yep.
able to hold on to that echo as well, so even when these guys come back up in the next 20 seconds, I mean, it's not like you have to pop a shapeshift on this Broodmother. You're just always this power level, at least for the next 10 minutes.
Well, EHOME, laner axe. Do is watch 2 top. Maybe they're trying for one more fight. Maybe they can get this BKB on the Terrorblade and
yeah,
something of it. But
I mean, Aegis is gone in 10 seconds, so
okay.
A little bit of a timing, but you're going to have the shapeshift up again, so... And Silo's going to have his level 15 available too. Going for that cooldown reduction, just wanting to be able to spam out that Necro, spam out the Howl as well, really effective with the Broodmother, just makes his spiders even more deadly.
I've even seen Lycans prioritize Quickening Charm over like any other neutral item, just because of how important it is to have your spells, especially the shapeshift. Now that you're not really a hero. So. Oh, Yang couldn't even TP out.
The Yang Gang is no more, and well, this tier 2 tower looking in a very similar state. You've got the siege creep there. Don't really want to pop the glyph on that, even though they don't have it for another 2 minutes 40 seconds.
Sorry, PYW, can you help him? Oh, the snowball is again. Please get him my snowball. They don't want to run over and pop the soulbind though. Oh, the swap. Nice little ice shards, but Sawa doesn't care. He's still chasing. Make a kill for him. PYW gets the TP out. DY, it's not going to happen. And oh, TV wants to fight. He's going to muscle down Xingqiu, but this is all of his cooldowns. And EHOME are still thinking about going for him. All right, now he goes for the TP out. Because Faith Beyond is just taking their racks at top.
And he's just being chased up here with PYW.
So they have the chains done
onto him.
And this is what they needed. Faith Beyond still living. Actually, looks like he is going to be brought down here. Still chasing with the auto attacks. He finishes it off.
Okay.
All right.
Gives him something. Didn't continue to stay up there, and he got a little bit greedy. Could have easily taken that tier 3 tower, opened up a bit more of the map, but
yeah.
I think he can be forgiven for being a little cocky.
Yeah, I think at this point they're just, they're picturing that this game is pretty much over. I mean, Terrorblade
98% win rate.
Well, 100 seconds on meta, right? And only 50 seconds on Broodmother, so...
Yeah.
You do the math, there's a pretty big window here for... If they want to, they could take another Aegis and... keep on going. I don't really think there's any item progression happening on the side of Vici. They are just so trapped inside of their base. Everywhere is just covered in webs. There is nowhere to go. Maybe they can escape out through the bottom lane. They've got a little tunnel here, but other than that, it's all spider territory.
Sounds like a weekend at my grandma's backyard, basically. It's just everywhere you look, there's spider webs.
So what Deer's going for next? He just wants a butterfly. Ooh, he's running up on him here. They've also got this wolf with the egg swell. Deer's gonna get done. He's got the BKB, but he's already lost a lot of life. BKB gets the Sunder off. So getting chased around a little bit, but it sucks to have to use BKB like that. This window getting extended a little bit more. Though the shapeshift is on cooldown for 70.
He should be okay. His metamorphosis is down for a bit. Seconds at the top.
Yang is just hiding in trees and play wards at the top. Just try and push things out a little bit. There's a small bit of vision that they had on the map gonna get dewarded. They still have another ward over by the Roshan pit. You're just gonna get prodded. Faith Beyond, I think, just wanting to push in mid so that he can head top. A little more damage to this tier 3 tower with the spider army that he's got built up. Necrobook pushing over there. The BKB now getting delivered. And really no rush for EHOME. 21k lead now.
Faith, to be honest, he just looked...
We'll check it out in a sec. They're smoked out on Vici. I think they're trying to make something happen. What is the plan? All right, smoke's broken. They don't land anything on the Jinkyu. He blinks back, so that's going to be on cooldown for a little bit. Yang getting isolated, Ori just getting melted. Double kill already for Fabian. And with the BKB, he's just so big. Oh, he is freaking out. All right, GG call. They tried. Yura's going to try and go toe-to-toe, but what can he do? Here comes the grave. QG's being called, at least his ancient explodes before he does.
Oh, when you try your best, don't succeed.
Yep. Stuck in reverse.